Oh my God. Okay, now we're good. I don't know what the technology was doing, but we're good now. Couldn't hear anything, couldn't see anything. It is just, oh, for the love of God. Can you see how hard I'm working, man? Like how freaking exhausted I am. Good Lord. I don't understand what's going on with anything. What is anything nowadays anyway? Still have no idea. Good God is right. That's how I feel. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on Thursday night football. It should be a Viking channel. Any update on Puka? So, guys, I've been recording stuff all day, streaming all day. I really haven't had a chance to look. So I just got tagged in a bunch of stuff. So Puka Nacua missed practice with a oblique injury. Like, that's news to me. So people are like, well, you know, is this the, like, guys, I'm just learning as quickly as you are. Actually, after you guys are. So I couldn't tell you anything. I didn't know anything about it. Exotic, appreciate you being here. Am Rams fan. How you guys doing? Let's see. I'm going to post the link on the other one in case not everybody came over. Okay, there we go. Yes, hit that thumbs up for me. Oh my, dude, this is what I'm talking about. Ugly, ugly, ugly football on a short week. I mean, we saw probably the ugliest week one I've ever seen. This is just bad football. Okay, so Cousins in the gun here. We're going to try to do play-by-play and reaction, all that. Cousins, 2nd and 15. Hawkinson in motion. I mean, they might be trading for Jonathan Taylor at this rate. Oh, I don't know. Encroachment? It's a free play. It's a free play. Oh, Justin Jefferson tried, but incomplete. Yeah. Yeah, this has got to be a penalty that they're going to throw on the Vikings. Or, sorry, the Eagles. Good Lord. That was obvious. What's up, Lawrence? You didn't miss anything. The game's hideous. There's been like 4 turnovers, and it's only 3-0. Good Lord, man. Bad, bad football. Oh. I'm glad we were able to make it, man. Glad we were able to make it. Really, Dan? I've been streaming. I just haven't gamed in a minute. I'm actually going to look that up right now. When's the last time I gamed? What in the hell? Okay. Yeah, the last time I gamed was... I'm actually going to delete that VOD. Let's go. I've done talk shows since 5 days ago, NFL Sunday Eve was the last time I gamed. Yeah. I think I played Warzone and I played Starfield the day before. I've been doing a lot of talking. I can feel it. I can tell you that right now. I've been cooking. What can I say? 2 fumbles for the Vikes, an interception, missed field goal for the Eagles. Sloppy game. Yeah. I saw you did an interview with Falk. It's crazy how you're doing interviews with players we grew up watching. LOL, so cool, bro. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was awesome to have him on. Awesome to have him on. Man, it was really cool to have Marshall on. Really cool to have Torrey Holt on, and we'll see what ends up happening in the future. That's the hope, is that Puka can go Sunday. I'm just hearing about it, so. I've gotten, I don't ever want to say I've gotten used to it, but you know, at one point it just felt super, super, super surreal. Now I have somewhat gotten used to it to an extent. There's a throw to Addison for 8. They gave him 9, so it's 3rd and 3. I did one with Holt. Yeah, so we had Torrey Holt on the last one. Yep. Yeah, Lawrence, you're one of the OGs. Like, you were watching the Downtown Rams Facebook lives. I mean, I forget they existed at times. People get so salty when you kill them as Nicki Minaj in Warzone. Yeah, I do get salty when people kill me as Nicki Minaj in Warzone. Ask anyone who watches my stream. You wore 81 because of Holt? That's fire. Sack that like button like Kobe Turner. He looked good. Oh, look at that. Is it Jalen Carter? Holy hell, man. Look at the get off there. Watch the get off. I mean, no one had a chance in hell of getting. He just ripped right through that arm block. Someone stuck an arm out and he just like ripped right through it. And yeah. All right. 2nd and 13 here. Vikings are trying to get past midfield and drive this thing down the field. Kirko connects. It's Hawkinson. So it's going to be about a 3rd and 8 here. So I wasn't really surprised by Byron's speed off the edge. I was surprised by Byron eating Charles Cross's lunch. I mean, he just that power. I was not expecting that. Okay, Cousins in the gun here. Sends Hawk in motion. Cousins. It's connected to Hawk. And TJ Hawkinson is down at the 17-yard line. Big gain for the Vikings here. And they're down 3-0 to the Eagles. They needed that 24-yard connection from Kirk Cousins to TJ Hawkinson, the highest paid tight end in the league. And you can see why. That was a nice route. I agree with that, Dan. I definitely agree with that. All right, toss here. And Madison gets about 3. Oh, that's not good. You hope Maddox is okay, but he was holding his pec. That can't be good. Oh, there's Justin Jefferson getting the first down there, out of bounds around the 5-yard line. And they get another first down. So the Vikings now knock on the door, first and goal here, have a shot to take the lead. I really like the design of that play. So because they did that, they have him run the route in the backfield. So he comes through almost like a motion man, and it didn't force him to have to redirect. So I actually like that move there by the Vikings calling that play. Jefferson's just able to just run, get open. Hawkinson breaks the tackle, and he's in for a touchdown. So TJ Hawkinson and the Minnesota Vikings score the first touchdown of the game. And while they were down 3-0, it's now 6-3 pending the extra point on the road here against Philly. It's a nice drive by the Vikings, and it's definitely one they needed for sure. And the extra point is good. Barely, but it is good. So the Vikings go down the field here and they score. It's a 9-play, 55-yard drive that lasts 5 minutes and 3 seconds. And the Vikings go up 7-3 with 10:39 left in the second. O'Connell was a great OC. You're absolutely right. I'm going to put on the fan. I hope that's okay. Good Lord, it's hot. Yeah, for the watch party, I think I'm going to have people start calling in. Lawrence. I've been having it, just not for the watch parties, but I might just start doing that. What's up, KDSR? How you doing? What is this? Oh, this has got to be Aquaman. Yep, there it is. Interesting. About to watch the game. Awesome. Some damn good running backs come out of Boise State. I know Madison's one of them. What other running backs are you talking about? I can't even think. Can you call in now? Let's see. Yeah, sure. Do you know how? On Discord? That Jalen Hurts throw was really bad. I mean, the guy was never open at any point. You picked up Kyron Williams on waivers in one of your fantasy leagues? Yeah, I think that was a good move. I think it was smart. Honestly, if I'm a Cam Akers fantasy owner, I'm worried he's even gonna see the field this week against the 49ers. Might not see much of him. That's a nice run there, DeAndre Swift. He only had 1 carry last week. All right, so first down for DeAndre Swift there. Eagles up at the 35-yard line, down 7-3. So not much there for DeAndre Swift. It's brought down for maybe a gain of 1, if even. Nice run. Swift is down, gets about 7 there, so all right, 3rd and 3. Jalen in the gun, hands it off. Swift tripped, but he got the first down, so they've been just going a heavy dose of DeAndre Swift here. He got tripped. Man, you know, that's pretty obvious too. That was a pretty obvious trip that they missed. Hurts hands it off. Swift again. They're just moving the ball right now. Boston Scott for the first down. So there's no Bradbury in this game because he has a concussion. Gainwell's out with an injury. Nice spin move there by Boston Scott. So Gainwell has a rib injury. He's out, and Reed Blankenship is out with a rib injury as well. Ooh, there's Jalen Hurts. He takes off. Hurts on the read option, picks up 8. And the Eagles are driving. All right, 2nd and 2 here. Minnesota 33. Eagles are driving. Hands it off. It's Boston Scott. So once again, the Eagles are moving the rock by running the football. We're seeing a lot of that in this drive here. And this drive's just eating the clock. I mean, you got 10-play drive, 47 yards, almost 5 minutes. That's taken up. They've only thrown 1 pass on this drive. It's been all runs. Swift's back in there. Don't see any Rashad Penny. They hand it off. Nope. They probably should have. So a broken play from the start. Incomplete. It's going to be 2nd and 10 at the Minnesota 28-yard line. Or sorry. Minnesota, what, 33-yard line? I don't even know. Chat, how we doing? What's up, Jeremiah? A.J. Brown for the first down, 11-yard gain. And the Eagles are at the Minnesota 17-yard line. He was wide open. I don't know what number Penny is. Is it 6? I don't even know. That's Swift. There's what, 6 yards from DeAndre Swift? He wants the touchdown. They gave him 7. They're at the Minnesota 10. Okay, Exotic confirms it's 23 is Rashad Penny's number. So here we go. Hurts in the gun, hands it off. Swift makes a man miss and gets another first down. So it's been the DeAndre Swift show in this drive. It's just crazy. Swift has 11 carries for 58 yards. So 13 plays for 65 yards over 6 minutes on this drive. And Swift, I think he's at the 1 yard. He's at the 1 yard line. So a nice run there. Does not get in the end zone, though. We're nearing 7 minutes of this drive. Pretty crazy. 2nd and goal here. Eagles trying to knock on the door. And they waved the play off because Hurts was clearly in the end zone on the QB sneak. What do you mean answer the phone? right, second and goal here. Looks like they're in victory formation, for Christ's sakes. All right, they're in. Touchdown. Eagles get the touchdowns. Jalen Hurts on the QB sneak, just like we saw in the Super Bowl. No, I know. Just call it touchdown formation from now on. Good Lord. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Hey, Falco. I appreciate it. That is definitely okay. It's like, hey, Jake, sorry I didn't show up to your stream. I was watching your other stream. No, I appreciate it, man. I know. How we doing? The game is going by pretty fast. Jack, I don't know if I'd call it a good game. It feels kind of like a sloppy game. But, hey, it's a close game. 10-7. How are the Eagles struggling to get points from the Vikings? I couldn't really tell you, but just bad football early on. No, they're not Kick exclusive. The watch parties I decided to do on both platforms. I could make it Kick exclusive, but no, I think for now I'll just stick to the film breakdowns. I never got anything in the Discord. Are you in the waiting room? Release the Snyder Cut. It already came out. What? Oh, yeah. Oh, man. That's funny. The Spider-Man 2 trailer we got today was fire. Was very happy to see that. I felt very good about that. Yeah, that drive was a 16-play, 75-yard drive that took almost 8 minutes. Eagles definitely feeling the Super Bowl hangover. It's possible. Could start doing what the Chargers did with their robot fans. Exotic. Hopefully no. Hopefully we don't see that. Stafford MVP. Well, I'll tell you right now. It's 2 games, but if Stafford comes out and just, keeps playing his game and looks really good against the 49ers, I don't know who you could say is better than Stafford outside of maybe Mahomes and Tua. That's it. Stafford would clearly be the best quarterback in the NFC. Depending on how the Rams play on Sunday, I'm going to be talking a lot. There's a catch and a run for a first down. Josh Oliver, good to see him. South Dakota State tight end, was a top prospect and didn't really do anything in Jacksonville. So he signs with the Vikings in the offseason, and now here he is with the first down in week 2. First and 10. There's 2:20 left to go as it's ticking. Kirk Cousins running a little bit of no huddle here. And the handoff is to Madison, who breaks a few tackles there. Gets about 3. I'll bring up a 2nd and 7 here at the Minnesota 41-yard line. Oliver's a good blocker. Yeah, he is. Oh, elite. I just saw elite. Ooh. Why is Blaze Pizza sending me an alert that I can get $8.99 mushroom pizza? I don't want mushroom pizza. I don't like mushrooms on pizza. I'm sorry. Not a fan. Not a fan at all. How did Jalen Carter fall to 10? All sorts. Pineapple pizza, yeah, that's not for me either. Not a fan. Let's see. How do I join the waiting room or call in? Are you in the Discord, like the actual channel? I sent the link in the chat. He was up there for me. I really like Jalen Carter's game. I think there's so much that was concerning about the off the field stuff that I think that's why he fell. That whole hazing. No one is on Discord right now, so. Okay. What's up, Lawrence? Good, man. I just gotta get the I gotta get the stuff added to this scene. I normally don't take calls when I'm using this scene, so I don't even have it set up. 1 second, man. Okay. And let's do that. Okay, I think they can hear you.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, they can.
It's
cool.
been a while, man.
Yeah, how you been, man?
Good, man. Just trying to get home so I can turn on the game. The only outlet I have right now is listening to your live stream, which is very helpful since I'm out running errands.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, the game, it's a game. It's very, very sloppy. I'll say that right now. But the Vikings,
sounds like it.
Yeah, the Vikings got about 52 seconds left. They're trying to get down the field and at least kick a game-tying field goal going into half.
Really not ideal for somebody who has both Justin Jefferson and Jalen Hurts in the game.
Oh, yeah?
But you're not going to bench those guys even on a short week.
No, I feel that. I mean, you can't. So, but I will say, still, this quarterback play, I still haven't seen anybody who's clearly looked better than Stafford. We can say what we will about Tua. I'm all for Tua. I'm a fan of Tua. I won't disagree with somebody if they want to say he's better than Stafford going into week 2, but I don't think anybody looked better than Stafford, for sure, no doubt about it. And so it's funny because all the talk was this offseason, who's the best quarterback in the NFC when Aaron Rodgers left? And I'm like, it was Stafford or Hurts. And tonight, 2 nights in a row, it doesn't look like Hurts is playing all that great.
100% agree with you on that. Also, frustrating that Rams still aren't getting their flowers yet, especially with how aggressive that defense played against such a dynamic offense that the Seattle Seahawks are supposed to have, at least on paper.
I'm far from surprised.
The secondary, I think, was the biggest surprise. We knew Kobe Durant was going to do something, but the way that the edge rushers were able to apply pressure and disrupt Geno Smith's entire ability to read the field was, that was something we've been missing for what seems like a couple of years now. I love Leonard Floyd, but the youth on this team is scary because these guys are hungry.
Yeah, I would love if Leonard Floyd was still on this team. I'd feel like there weren't really many holes. I feel like edge is something I'm still definitely concerned with, but I really like the way Kendrick stepped up. I like the way Byron Young was winning with power. Kobe Turner even had a sack, and I feel like this week it's. I don't want to get my hopes up. I think I'm just going the realist route is that look, they have a shot. What that means, I don't know, but I think they got a shot to beat the 49ers, and I think it's going to be competitive, but I think they ultimately lose because I still think just there's one thing I'll say. They stopped running the ball with Kenny Gainwell, the Seahawks did, and the Rams never really stopped him. They just eventually pulled away to the point where Seattle couldn't run the ball anymore. And that's the thing that concerns me because if they couldn't stop him, then how can I expect them to stop how can I expect them to stop Christian McCaffrey, who had probably the most low-key, laid-back, and quiet 152-yard game I've ever seen from somebody.
I agree with you on that front. I think that the Niners are definitely going to be a test, especially with how many fans end up at Rams games. It's like it's a mission for them to all travel to SoFi just to make other Rams fans' lives hell. But at the same time, I'm hoping that we are able to get Demarcus Robinson and Van Jefferson involved a little bit more because Demarcus Robinson was – I don't even remember seeing him out there, but Van Jefferson didn't even get very many opportunities. But I think that's a credit just to Tariq Woolen in that secondary of Seattle. But also I feel like it's easier for those receivers in the slot to make more of the opportunities that they have on the field as opposed to anybody who's playing on the outside.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I think I think that they definitely have a shot, and I think as long as they keep Stafford upright, they're going to be in any game this year, including potentially the Super Bowl. Oh my God, I think that might be a touchback.
What just happened?
So Jefferson caught it, reached for the pylon, and the ball fell out of the back of the end zone. I think that's a touchback.
Did the ball cross the plane though?
The ball came out and went over and I think it's going to be a touchback.
Oh man, that's
The
not
worst
good
play
for him.
ever. Yeah, it's not even close to a touchdown.
That is my luck, man. But I mean, do you think that
Yep.
Zach will end up getting any playing time this year at running back, just with how Kyron Williams has played?
I mean, there's definitely a chance if they end up moving on from Cam Akers.
I feel like that's such a hard decision to make, especially given that it's essentially a contract year. Like he has to make his money.
Yeah,
Or
I mean, he just didn't look very good in game one. I don't know if he's going to look better against the Niners. So, I mean, he's potentially going to find
absolutely
himself.
not.
Yeah, he's potentially going to find himself in a hole where, you know, he's not even going to be able to get on the field. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm worried about with him.
I kept hearing people say that Kyron Williams added a little bit more power to his running style, but I think it's the opposite. I just think he's a between the tackles runner who's just a lot more elusive than
Yeah.
Cam Akers, whereas Cam Akers has that power back mentality, but he doesn't see the field as well as Kyron Williams did, which is a credit to Kyron because he was such a great running back at Notre Dame, but he went unnoticed just due to the draft class.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, you know, his 40 time wasn't great, but no, you're right. I mean, he's more of like a jitterbug, like, you know, quicker than fast, good balance, good leverage. Whereas Cam, I don't really know what Cam is right now. He doesn't look very confident. I don't know. We'll see again in week 2, but I wasn't overly impressed. I do think it was hard to run against a team that just sold out to stop the run, but they didn't respect. And I went over it on All 22 last night on Kick, and I was like, wow, they really just did not respect, you know, the Rams, you know, anything with Cam Akers. If he was on the field, immediately 8 or 9 guys in the box. They didn't think that he could do anything outside of that. Like, it was just like, it was a tell to the defense and the offense. Like, look, you know, we can see what you're doing. When Kyron was out there, he was facing, you know, sometimes 6 guys in the box or 7, never 8 or 9, because they were respectful of like what he can do outside of, you know, the backfield, like how he can leak out and catch passes and, you know, protect and all that. It's like when you see teams that are constantly putting 8 or 9 guys in the box, I mean, that's going to put you at a disadvantage in the passing game, which tells you that they don't believe that they're going to be having to worry about the passing game in that sense. So, I don't know. It's interesting.
I'm really happy that you actually mentioned that, because that was something that I was saying as well, was that they didn't respect the Rams receiving core.
Oh,
So
they didn't at all.
They planned on just having to stop the run and stacking the box, to your point. And that's what gave Tutu Atwell and Puka the opportunities to shine. But it does tug at the heartstrings just a little bit, because I had the opportunity to meet Cam Akers at the final preseason game, and the guy's just such a humble dude, and he wanted to come into that game just to prove everybody wrong. But I mean, going up against a stacked box where the Seattle front 7 doesn't get enough credit. I mean, they're very talented. They're nowhere near where the Niners are, so that's why I don't think he's going to have. I mean, he may even have a worse game than he did this past one. But I mean, you got to do the best that you can with the opportunities that you have, and it's a what have you done for me lately type of league. And right now, Kyron Williams is clearly, in my opinion, the lead back. But of course, with Sean McVay, I feel like he's still going to try to feed the ball to Cam Akers to try to regain some of that confidence back, because they did spend a relatively high draft pick on him. And at the end of the day, even if they don't keep him, if they were to trade him, they need to get some sort of compensation out of it.
Yeah. G just commented Cam's tell doesn't allow him to run with patience like I think he prefers. And that's a good point, because if you're a running back that likes to run with patience and likes to wait and see like Le'Veon Bell, for instance, the thing, and this is actually a great point, because Le'Veon Bell was like the man the perfect model of a running back running with patience, right? He would like kind of chill there, kind of sit behind his offensive lineman and then pop out, right? Well, the reason he could do that is because teams weren't stacking the box, because Le'Veon Bell could pop out and take a screen pass. You know, Le'Veon Bell could pop out and help in pass pro, and then you had him running. So you couldn't just know every time Le'Veon Bell was in the backfield, hey, I'm just going to stack the box, put 8-9 guys in there, and just stop him as Boston Scott goes for 18. You couldn't just do that, right? And you definitely couldn't do it because you had guys like Antonio Brown, Martavis Bryant, Heath Miller, all those guys, right? So it wasn't as simple as doing that. I think now more than ever, and this is very important here, what I'm saying, is that Cam Akers, it's really hard to evaluate him because it's a bad first game against a defense that was stacking the box. They made it their mission to sell out to stop the run. Also, I think he is being negatively impacted with not having Cooper Kupp out there. Because I think if Cooper Kupp was out there, you don't have a chance to do that. So by them doing that, and that's the thing that we're going to see, and maybe this game changes how you can even defend the Rams, because now you have to worry about Atwell. Now you have to worry about Puka Nacua. And, you know, Jefferson and Higbee didn't have like a huge game, but they're still guys that have made plays in this league. So maybe that's really what it was, you know? And so it just doesn't play well for Cam's, play style. It doesn't work well. It's not a great fit. But I think that's kind of more like based on like what I'm thinking, Lawrence, is like, you know, Cam Akers, his best games ahead of him are probably going to be when Cooper Kupp comes back.
So when Cooper Kupp comes back,
mm-hmm.
How do you think this type of injury is going to restrict him? Because earlier we talked about how Kyren Williams is more of a quick rather than fast type of running back. Well, that's very similar in style to how Cooper Kupp runs routes. He's not the guy who's gonna beat you over the top, but he's quick rather than he is fast. And having a hamstring injury, depending on the severity of it, how much do you think that could potentially affect his ability to produce? I mean, of course he's going to get his opportunities, but is he going to be the same Cooper Kupp that he was prior to the hamstring injury? Because those linger.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, I think when it comes to Cooper Kupp, I don't think his play is going to be any different. I think the entire point about the lingering thing, it just concerns you about a re-injury. You know what I'm saying? Where it puts him more likely to be re-injured. I don't think he's going to play at any less than what we've seen. But I do think that it's always going to be a question mark as to can he stay healthy the rest of the year? Because it's going to be like, you know, if it happens, we're going to be like, man, he tried. He really tried to get through the season, but this happened, you know? So I think that's the important thing that we need to realize as the Eagles are lining up for a field goal here. Jake Elliott missed from 55 earlier. There's 3 seconds. They're at the 43. It's 10-7. And this is a 61-yard field goal. All right, Lawrence, call your shot. Do you think he's going to make it?
Nah.
Okay. He says no. And I need to see where we are on the camera right here. Okay, I can't see if it's far hash or not. Mark says no. Mr. Scamper says miss left. Exotic says he's finna drill this. Mark says short.
He's no Dicker. He's no Dicker the kicker.
I'm gonna say he has the distance, and I'm gonna say he makes this. I'm gonna say he makes this. Here we go. Jake Elliott, biggest play of the game. Elliott, and it is good. Let's go.
Man, that one caught me by surprise.
I called it. He drilled the hell out of that. So 13 to
Doesn't it
7
make? Doesn't it
Eagles.
leave? It leaves a little to the imagination of what could have been as far as our special teams if we had a kicker.
Well, I'll say this right now. Okay. Maher would hit that field goal. I think Maher's going to be better moving forward. And I wouldn't sleep on him. He had a 90% field goal kicking rate last
with
year. Like, yeah.
how powerful our punter is, shouldn't we just throw him out here to, see what he can do with his field goal attempts? I mean, if you're that big and you're deadlifting that much, you got to have some pretty significant power behind those kicks. Let's just see what he can do.
Yeah. I mean, Maher has a 63-yarder on his resume, so, I think he's good.
Jake, do you think this is the last year we see Van Jefferson on the, especially with resurgence of Puka Nacua and Tutu Atwell?
What was that first part of the question? I missed that.
Sorry, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah. You there?
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. What was that first part of that question?
I was going to ask you, what is the likelihood of seeing Van Jefferson back on this team next year with the resurgence of Tutu Atwell and Puka Nacua?
I mean, after week 1, it didn't look good, but it's only week 1. I think they move on from Van. I just get the vibe that that's why they drafted Puka Nacua, and yeah, I think they move on from Van. I think next year it'll probably be Van. He'll probably be on another team. They'll get like a 4th round comp pick. It'll be Tutu, Puka, Cooper Kupp, and then maybe they draft a receiver. Maybe they sign somebody. Maybe Tutu becomes the 4th and they go out and get T. Higgins. Like, I don't think.
I've heard rumors of T. Higgins. I've heard T. Higgins being thrown around as even a potential trade deadline target.
Yeah, I don't think
How
the
realistic
Bengals
do you
would
think
get
that
rid of him, but at the deadline anyway.
Really? I mean, the one thing that concerns me, or the one thing I've been contemplating is, like, do we send Van Jefferson to his...
Oh, I think I lost you again. Yep, I think I lost you again. Damn it. All right. Oh, man. So we're at halftime, everyone. Score 13-7. And Jake Elliott drilling a 61 yarder. Oh, are you off the call-in now? Let's see. Yeah, Exotic. You and I believed in Jake Elliott. He's probably in a dead zone if he's driving. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, there he goes. It's all good, though. Lawrence, good convo. If anyone else wants to call in, that's cool. Fine by me. What's up, Bright? How you doing? Van, a third and a fourth for Brian Burns. That would never happen. They would never allow that. Scampers, how we doing over there? Pretty decent, ready for the weekend. Like to hear that. I'm ready for some Kansas football on Saturday night. Obnoxiously at 8 p.m. or 10 p.m. Eastern time. I hate it, but I'm ready for it, and I'm ready for the Rams Sunday night game or Sunday game. USC bye week. They do buys this early in the season. That's interesting. It seems a little early. Like, I feel like it's almost a disadvantage to USC to have a bye that early. Oh, it's good. It's good, Scampers. I can't complain. I like the way things are going. My life's great. I'm just, like, always exhausted now. I'm always exhausted. But hey, you know what? You push through it. You push through it. And especially during this season, man. I'm going all out. Jordan David with the sack in this game. Who's Jordan David? Why do I not know who that is? My Michigan Wolverines play Bowling Green this Saturday. Sounds like a not so fun game to watch. They'll probably win by like 60, right? Yeah, I don't even think that it's going to be close. Favorite cut of fries? I'm going to go with the waffle cut. I'm going to go with the waffle cut. Chick-fil-A. Love them. But I do love... I don't know. I mean, I love steak fries. And just the regular French fries are great. Week 2 preview for what? Gary, my fandom is all over the place. Tell me something I don't know. Oh, man. Let's see. crazy to think Terry McLaurin is going to be 28 tomorrow. Wow. Jets players dye their hair green. I thought that was Eagles players. I thought that was only one player. What player dyed his hair green? Wasn't that the safety from LSU? God, what the hell is his name? Safety cornerback Jalen something. Jalen Mills. Yes, thank you. I didn't fall asleep. I'm wide awake. No, I'm not. I'm pretty tired, but we're good. We're good. I was using my phone real quick. Oh, you mean like Off the Edge? Off the Edge will come out tomorrow. Unless, actually, I mean, I could drop him now, but it's going to take a while to upload and everything. Nolan, how we doing? What's up, Chacho? Vikings can win this game, Rod. I agree. Georgia versus South Carolina could be this only semi-competitive game in college this Saturday. Colorado versus Colorado State. I think Colorado wins that easily. What's up, Nolan? You trying to come on? You trying to come on JE Live? Yeah, I guess Nakua missed today's practice. My phone blew up after that. I was recording and everyone's like, yo, what's going on? I'm like, bro, I don't know. I'd ask you. All right. Vikings get the ball first to start the second half. Jake, I went to eat. It rained hard on me. I was like, no, God, not me. Eddie, I can't show you the game. If I show you the game, then I'm going to get banned on YouTube. The scampers, you know. Goes back to the theme I've said all week long. You do not give them bulletin board material. Period, period, period. End of story. Oh, Lawrence, I see you're in the waiting room. I don't know how long you've been there. My bad. What up? How you doing? This or next season, probably the last year we see Justin Jefferson as a Viking with how he looked on the bench last week.
What?
That's what I just read from somebody. Oh, Kirk just fumbled. It's picked up. Jalen Carter has it.
It is classic Kirk Cousins on primetime. So,
sorry, not Jalen Carter. It's who is that? Is that Fletcher Cox? Who is that? Is that Josh Sweat? Josh Sweat. Okay.
I forgot they even got Josh Sweat.
Yeah, Josh Sweat forced the. Well, they drafted him years ago. No, Sweat got the strip sack. I was wondering who picked it up. It's Fletcher Cox. Okay, he's 91.
And to have a dude like Fletcher Cox on the team next to Aaron Donald. I mean, I'll take Kobe Turner and Byron Young.
Yeah, I like them both. Eagles are right in business now. DeAndre Swift touchdown. They're calling him short. I thought he was in there. I don't know how you call that short.
So what happened with Kenneth Gainwell? I saw he was hurt, but I didn't know the extent of the injury, and I picked him up in fantasy and was really surprised that he was out this week.
He hurt his ribs, I guess.
Is it another Cam Akers rib cartilage injury?
I don't know. He didn't get in, by the way. Jalen Hurts, unstoppable. He is unstoppable on the QB sneak. Hurts with his second rushing touchdown.
Still think Stafford's better. A little bit of bias there.
Good Lord.
Good thing I got Puka Nakua's autograph during the last preseason game to make up for the Cam Akers disappointment on the jersey.
Yeah.
But also, I just got anybody who would sign the jersey. So Dresser Ween is on there, which is like, that helps nobody. But hey.
Man.
What time is it over there?
It is 9:55.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, man, you got to make a trip out to Denver. I know you were trying to make it to California eventually, but anytime you stop down here, man, let me know.
Yeah, I've only been to Denver once, and I didn't really get a chance to do much in Denver since I was just laid over at the airport, essentially.
See, that's why you need to expand the friendship span. I mean, we've been friends now for what? Since the beginning of Downtown Rams. I don't even know how long it's been.
I know. And how did we meet? We met on like a Facebook page, right?
Yeah, it was me literally just talking to you about Rams stuff, and then I saw you had your Facebook Live, and it was nonstop me just interacting on there because you can't have the same experience with other Rams fans in Rams groups on social media because it is just a different experience when you're talking to somebody who's a Rams fan individually as opposed to an entire Facebook group of potentially new Rams fans, old Rams fans. It's just it's not the easiest.
No, that's
as far as
that's
like
true.
patience.
Yeah, I mean, Facebook, it used to be fun for me, and then I just stopped like trying to build it because I was just like, I don't know. I feel like my page like kind of took off on Twitter because like everyone, they're like, oh, you have like 18,000 followers on Twitter. I'm like, yeah, but like what's even funnier is people say like they see it joined March 2009. I barely used it. What I did was I pretty much only tweeted on Downtown Rams. And then I started tweeting on my personal, and it started blowing up. So, yeah, I'm glad I did that. I mean, it's just like I really expected more out of Facebook, and then it just kind of went downhill, as I'm pretty sure you know.
Are you still going live with what's your name? Your friend, Alexis?
Yeah, we still have the Downtown Rams podcast.
You guys already put out the the Rams win aftermath? Because the last I checked on Spotify, it was just the preview.
When did you check?
I think that was either this morning or yesterday leaving the gym. I can't remember, but I was like, oh man, I was really, because that's like when I have to go to the office, it's Downtown Rams or Locked On Rams. And if Downtown Rams doesn't have a new one on, then I'm listening to Locked On Rams, which, it's not Downtown Rams.
Well, I mean, I have two Rams podcasts. So I do, of course, Downtown Rams with Alexis, and I do Believe in Rams with Cam.
I
So,
didn't even hear about that one, which is funny. Like,
oh really?
yeah, I mean, I actually ran into Joe at the Rams game, which was really weird because I ended up unfriending him because a lot of his takes weren't the greatest takes in the world. So yeah, but ran into him and rekindled that flame, I guess. But he was like, "Oh, I come on the show." And I was like, "Ah, no, I'm good." So yeah, man, I'd rather interact with your show, anyways. So
No, I
support,
appreciate that.
yeah.
Yeah, for a second I didn't even know what Joe you were talking about. I still don't think I do, but
Remember Joe Branham?
oh,
You,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I don't really talk
yeah.
to him, so I can't really say anything. But you know,
I just remember you saying he wasn't the nicest person in terms of like competing with other people who had Rams podcasts. He would always try to compare it, sort of thing.
I mean, yeah, like back in the day. I don't know how he is now, but um, oh, that's oh, incomplete. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really care. I think when we get into it, like on the in the chat, and like people will be like, hey man, like Jake, like what are your thoughts on like Rams Reddit, because they like shadow banned
Yeah.
you and all that, and I'm just like, I just don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the negativity at one point or another just like it stopped bothering me.
Yeah.
And I just kind of moved on. So
I
not
feel like
comparing
that's
him to that,
Definitely
but
how you have to be, though. That's how you have to be within the industry that you're in. Is you have to have thick skin and not care what other people say.
yeah,
So
no, for sure. I mean, I've been challenged before, and there are times where I'll clap back. Like the last time, I think we did a I don't know if it was on. I want to say maybe it was the Jets watch party on Monday Night Football, but some guy came in and no, it wasn't. It was the post Rams live stream, and he came in and said that like he doesn't watch my trash channel because I said Stetson Bennett should start over Matthew Stafford. It's like if anybody knows me, they know if anything, I'm like overly pro Matthew Stafford. Like,
Oh, dude. Yep. I
um,
remember you were calling the whole Matthew Stafford situation like midway through that year.
yeah, well, so it's funny. There's a tweet out there where I said I just want Matthew Stafford 5 years before they traded for him. So
you imagine?
yeah, I mean,
But I mean,
that's how I've been.
there's kind of a little bit of regret in I mean, we got a Super Bowl out of it, so there's not too much regret. But I mean, the way Jared Goff has been playing behind that line, it's I mean, we went through some bad times. I mean, look at the playoffs. I mean, he just whatever happened after that Minnesota Vikings game, whatever, I don't know if he got hit, it completely changed how he played for like the next 2 years.
Yeah, see, like that's the thing. Like people are like, oh, like do you ever miss Jared Goff? And I'm like, no. And it's nothing against him, but it's just like I don't really care what he's doing on other teams. Like that's great, like good for him. But like Matthew Stafford is astronomically better as a quarterback. I mean, we saw it just this Sunday. We saw those throws he was making. Goff would never make those throws. And so it's just
that sidearm throw. Yeah, there was a sidearm throw on like a crossing route.
Wow.
I think he went to
Jalen Hurts just threw a bomb to Devontae Smith, and now we're talking about this game being a 20. Wow. This is a 26-7 game, just like that. So just like that, Jalen Hurts had one of the worst interceptions early on in the game. And then he just threw a bomb to Devontae Smith while he was getting hit too. 63-yard bomb.
So realistically, where do you think the Rams could potentially draft in 2024? Because I mean, with the way we played,
I don't think that we necessarily need to think about a quarterback, at least right now. I mean, it is a decent draft to at least consider it, but if those main guys are gone, what other positions do you think we should focus on if Matthew Stafford decides to say, hey, the way that I feel this year, I've been more protected. I might be able to give you guys another 2 years.
Well, I get the feeling they're going to draft a quarterback anyway. But if they, for whatever reason, don't in the first round, then I don't know, best player available. I mean, I don't think they're looking necessarily at a left tackle. They really like Alaric Jackson. Center, they're good because Steve Avila is probably going to kick in at center, over time. Right tackle, I mean, Havenstein's still going to give him some time. So, I mean, I just think it'd be best available. Probably a pass rusher or best available is probably what I would say. Maybe even a corner, But I think that, I mean, I still think there's a chance that they trade their first pick. I'm not saying that they will, but there's a good chance they're going to make a trade at the deadline because this team's going to be competitive and more competitive than people realize.
So with Shedeur Sanders and how well he's been playing with CU Boulder, if he does decide to go into the draft this year, do you think he goes in the first round? And
yes.
If so, do you think he's the second quarterback taken or the third? Because Drake May.
Well, I think he's better than Drake May. I don't see the hype with Drake May. I don't get it actually. Now I haven't really dove into it as far as like how I evaluate quarterbacks, but I don't get the Drake May hype at all. He just seems like Mitch Trubisky to me, and people will say that's scouting the helmet, and I'm like, no. I mean, he looks like Trubisky. It's not even the helmet. It's not anything to do with any of the aesthetics. When you watch him play, it's like watching Mitch Trubisky. I don't get the hype about Drake May.
I have the biggest smile on my face because finally somebody else agrees that he is essentially Mitchell Trubisky's doppelganger or exact twin.
Yeah.
I mean, if you honestly can't tell the difference when they're on the field. If you were to place them both out there with the same exact number, you wouldn't be able to see a difference.
Yeah, I mean, you know me, I have the Kansas Jayhawk logo in the background of my setup, and people will call me biased, but I mean, I would take Jalen Daniels. Like, I think Jalen Daniels doing more with less, leading the program, that's the type he would be the perfect fit behind Stafford because he's got what Jalen Hurts has. He's actually very similar to Jalen Hurts, and I think if you get a guy like Jalen Daniels, you have him sit behind Stafford, like, he would probably outplay Stetson Bennett and win that second job pretty quickly. But then I think you got somebody for the long term. He just needs to learn how to play in a pro style offense. And I think by him sitting behind Stafford, I think it would really help him. So, I think that, I think Jalen Daniels behind Stafford for 3 years would be great. I think Shedeur Sanders has a shot to be the pick for the Rams. I really do. Because I think there's a connection there. But, yeah, I would say Sanders. I would say Cam Ward for Wazoo, Washington State. I could see that. And like Jalen Daniels at Kansas, I think would be interesting. One thing to mention, the Browns used a lot of different concepts. They took a lot of different concepts from the Jayhawks on Sunday. So they're clearly watching Kansas football. I would not be surprised if Jalen Daniels ended up going to Cleveland, but no, I think I don't know if you've watched him at all, but do yourself a favor and check him out. He's really good. Like, he's not just like college good. We're past that. Yeah. He's really good. Like, he can be a prospect, and just no one's talking about him. So, I mean,
it's funny that you say that though, because one of my best friends is also a huge Kansas fan, so he doesn't hear the end of it. So I did give him one the other day. I was like, well, at least your guys' uniforms this week are one of the best, if not the best in college football. The black,
those are
the
fire.
Blackhawks. But I mean, on top of that, I mean, how bad is Kansas really. In my opinion, off of what I've seen, I mean, the defense, they always have some of the best defensive backs that come out of that school.
Yeah.
And honestly, they're in my opinion, they're severely underrated.
No,
They're
I
thought of
agree.
as a basketball school, but I mean, that defense is lights out.
No, I definitely agree. I mean, this what happens is when you're having success as a program basketball wise, and basically you get an athletic director that comes in and says, why don't we take the basketball funds that we make from our basketball team and pour it into football? This is what happens. This program is changing. They're getting better and better and better. And so, you know, I'm really excited because I think they have a huge game, not this week, and I think they'll beat BYU. I think they'll be 4-0. I think they beat Nevada, and I think they crushed Nevada on Saturday night. But I think they beat BYU the next week, and then they got a massive game, 4-0 Texas in all likelihood, 4-0 Kansas in Texas. It's the last, you know, matchup until they go to the SEC. And huge play, by the way, Jordan Addison touchdown.
And I didn't start him.
But it's the last play or the last game before they go to the SEC, and I'm like, you're probably looking at both teams being ranked. Like if Kansas wins that game, they got a shot at the national title. They really do.
I agree. I mean, didn't they expanded the college playoff this year as well? So I mean,
did they? I didn't even know that.
Was it this year or was it next year? I know it's either this year or next.
I think it's
but
next
if it's
year.
This year,
that was a 62-yarder.
Yeah, I mean,
man,
that really just crushes my soul. The fact that I didn't start him and I was considering putting him in as a flex over Kendrick Bourne, but the way Miami defense got torched by the Chargers, I was like, Kendrick Bourne might have a chance to replicate what he just put out there.
Yeah, that's I would have gone with Addison if you asked me, but I like Kendrick Bourne a lot, so I mean I can't fault he had 2 touchdowns last week. Looked pretty good. Vikings are showing life. It's 27-14 with 9:09 left to go in the third.
So, okay, you mentioned something really interesting when we were talking about Kansas, and it's the fact that, like, okay, Kansas starting to get a little bit more reputable, going to start, them moving to the SEC. They have more opportunity to get, some top-ranked players. But as far as Kansas being more of a basketball school, now that we see all of these changes in college basketball as far as players opting to go to the G League, they're able to take these NIL deals and start making money sooner rather than, or I guess, out of school. Instead of going to college, they have an opportunity to make more money playing in the G League or somewhere else.
Yeah.
Do you think that could potentially lead to Kansas's or even just NCAA basketball's downfall and adding to the overall viewership or changing the landscape of college sports in general, with basketball schools now becoming football schools because none of those players want to go there?
No, not entirely. I mean, it's not the same product. I mean, let's first realize that. I mean, like college football is not the same product, and college basketball now, it's like Bill Self didn't want to like abuse the transfer portal, even if that was the way everyone was doing it. And then he realized like he lost to a team in the tournament that abused the transfer portal, and he said, you know what, screw it. All right, now we're in the game and we're going to own everybody. And that's pretty much what they did. I mean, they went out, they got transfer Arterio Morris. They got, Hunter Dickinson, who's like honestly one of the biggest transfers in the history of college. Like they got a ton of transfers. And so, I think there are schools that are getting the program that the transfer portal is now free agency and it is mandatory to participate. And then those schools are winning. Like you look at Texas A&M, Texas Tech, they won like one game the year prior, right? And then, or I think it was Iowa State. It was one of them. They won one game, and then the next year they're in the tournament because of, the transfer portal. So what we're seeing in college football, right, is there are a lot of teams now that are getting better through the transfer portal. Kansas got some guys on their defense that's starting. They were on LSU, they're on Alabama, they're on like Oregon State, all that. But you see the coaches that haven't gotten with the program and are stuck in their old ways, and they're starting to struggle, like Dabo Sweeney in Clemson.
I was
because
just going to say that. I was going to
they-
make a rude comment.
yeah, they do not want to. They do not want to adapt. They want to be stubborn. They want to win their way. And whether I agree with the transfer portal being the way it is or not, it doesn't matter. It's not relevant if you agree with it. And that's the thing that people don't understand. Dabo Sweeney is just the old man yelling at clouds, being against it. Like, if you don't adapt, you will die. It's adapt or die. And like, to me, it goes to show you that, like, every year when you see these new teams, like, oh, this team's interesting in college football. Yeah, because they, while you were talking about the number one overall prospect and where he was going to go out of high school and what school he was going to go to between SEC Team 1 and SEC Team 2, there was a team in the Big 10 or the Pac-12 or the Big 12 that, like, fell under the radar, And so I think that, yeah, to your point, college sports are not the same. They'll never be the same, and that was the danger of the NIL. But at the same time, it's like, I can't even say it made it worse, and I'll never say that the viewership is ever going to go down enough where it'd be a problem in ruining college basketball, because at the end of the day, March Madness is like the NFL season. When that thing's on, everyone cares. But when it ends, there's like, you have the NFL draft coming up and whatnot. But like, I don't know. Who cares about the NBA playoffs as much as March Madness? March Madness is like a everyone thing. And I think that's the thing, is that it's never just going to go away. You know what I'm saying?
I agree, man. And then, on top of that too, the NBA or the top college NCAA basketball players, they take everything that they have gotten as far as being the best wherever they've gone. So they carry more weight in the game as far as how games are essentially called. Some players get better treatment as far as, just getting more whistles from the refs. On top of that, they can dictate where they want to go. They can choose not to play at on certain teams because they don't like the trajectory of that team.
Yeah.
Whereas NFL, man, it's so much more competitive because there's 53 guys on a team, not 12 where 2 or 3 players don't like the coach and they can leave right away, which I feel like also resonates more with, regular people. I prefer to watch the NFL because all of these players are grateful, not all of them, but they're happy to be there. You know what I mean? It's they don't feel as like, oh, I was the best player ever. Where I come from, I should automatically be able to dictate things. And for that reason, you see in the NBA, the West, because all those players are opting out of their contracts or trying to move away from the East, that the competition kind of feels a little bit more inflated with certain teams. Like, you're like, okay, well, they're playing, a depleted Rockets team.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, going back to the realignment kind of throws me off in college. I don't love it. But yeah, I don't think it's ever going to worry about anything like that. Ram your end zone. I have no idea if Puka is out Sunday. There's really not any update on that. It's just he didn't practice Thursday because of an oblique. So yeah, there's not really much to say, unfortunately. We'll have to monitor that. It's kind of annoying that it came out, but it doesn't surprise me because when we were watching the All 22, didn't it look like Nakua got hurt pretty bad on that one when he threw it up to him? And Lawrence, if you remember this, let me know. But when he threw that pass and it was in the end zone in between 2 guys, it looked like he got hit pretty hard.
They were definitely making it a point to, kind of make a statement, especially to a young kid who's coming in here getting 15 targets.
Yeah.
So to an extent, I felt like he was taking some pretty significant shots as opposed to, a Van Jefferson getting hit a little bit. So, I mean, the
That's true.
injury, I was a little surprised about it. I thought it would be more of, just a little, nick here and nick there, a little sore. But I didn't think it would be news to where he's, not practicing.
Yeah. No, I hear you there. Let's see.
Well, Alexander Madison is doing absolutely nothing. That guy has been irrelevant.
I didn't really expect him to do anything.
Not on that defensive line.
Yeah, not in this game. But I mean, if you're saying in general, then yeah, I kind of expected him to be better than he is.
I mean, even last week he was pretty disappointing. And I feel bad because, I'm heavy into fantasy football. Well, my wife has 3 leagues as well. And I drafted Alexander Madison, not super high, but high enough to where it was like, okay, this guy is going to be a contributor. But when he's underperforming 2 weeks in a row and my wife's getting her ass beat, excuse my language, in fantasy football, it look bad.
No, I get that. I definitely get that.
Maybe they'll trade us Madison for Cam Akers, and it'll be Tyron and Madison in the backfield.
Laws. I'm trying a new scoreboard out because this one. Let's see. Yeah, we'll see how this goes.
But Jake, dude, this has been fun. If
Yeah.
I would have known to call in before, I would have done it more often because we have very similar opinions, but also talking sports to somebody else at 9:30 at night when they should be spending time with their wife and daughter. I don't know, man. It's just something that gets me. So
Yeah.
until next time, man, let me know when you're going to be on, and I'll call in again if you'll have me. I know I've taken up a shit ton of your time. Sorry for the language again.
No, you're fine, man. Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, man, anytime. But looking forward to listening to that podcast tomorrow, and I'll probably be tuning in till the end of your show here in a minute.
Sounds good. Hey, I appreciate you.
Yeah, anytime, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right, Larry Lawrence.
Peace.
Okay. So that's incomplete. That's going to be a 4th down there. Man, I can almost make this look somewhat nice, but it just goes too much there. No. We're all over the place. So frustrated. Sports Illustrated somehow, of all of them, has the best one. Who would have guessed? Who would have thought? Not me. So there's a punt now. 5.5 minutes left to go. And he's going to regret taking that one. That's down to the 7. So 27-14. Long punt from the Vikings. Let's see. How do I want to do this? I don't know why I have to do 200 to... Yeah, it's almost like fine, but... Whatevs. Hurts hands it off. It's going to get, what, 4 there? 2nd and 6? Upcoming? Turf Show times. Thank you, Ram Your End Zone. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. It just happened. I thought about getting back into writing, and, that's what I did. just exited out of Discord. I wasn't trying to, but cancel Thursday night games. I think Shador is a second or third round pick, to be honest. Interesting. Lane Johnson getting away with murder. All those false starts. What up, Jake? Love the Falk interview. Good stuff. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate that. Jack, thoughts about the injury report about Nakua? I mean, there's not really much else I can really say. I don't know. I don't know if it was precaution and they felt like, it's more important to just keep him. He'll be ready to go Sunday. Like, I don't know. I just hope that he plays Sunday. I mean, I don't really care if he practices or not. As long as he plays Sunday, that's cool. If not, it's going to be tough. But I do think that they have guys that are capable. Not now, family. It's football season. Robert, I kind of feel like Van could be in a different uniform. It is only 1 week, but, you know, we'll see. What's up with Bennett? We don't really know, and that's why I'm trying to just be respectful of that situation, just like wish him the best, because I mean, we don't really know. Yeah, that's the hope he can play Sunday. Always something. But you already know the drill, man. The Rams had their run with why can that not be centered, man? That just looks so obnoxious. It's like, oh god. Can we do it like that? The Swift is just destroying him, dude. Swift is absolutely destroying him. Maybe let's try this. Let's change that. That works. Or I could just do this. That, yeah, that looks better. Rashad Penny, welcome to the party. I didn't even know you were still playing. I'm just kidding, of course, but still, like, it seems like we never have seen Rashad Penny in this game. Yeah. Vikings getting bullied now. Feels that way. If Puka doesn't go, Demarcus Robinson is probably going to have a decent role. Oh, now Penny. All right, so second and short. That's annoying. They got the false, or the offsides there on Harrison Phillips, former Bill. I think the Cardinals will definitely trade. They'll probably trade their picks, I would think. At least one of them. Get more draft picks. I could see it. You still see the Cardinals picking Harrison Jr.? Yeah. I mean, I could see that. I will say, reminder, it is only week 3 of college football. So a lot can change. There could be a prospect that comes out of nowhere and you're like, wow. Okay. We see it every year. Quarterback, wide receiver, running back, pass rusher, does not matter. There could be somebody that just comes out of nowhere. What's up, Fish? Finally looking better when it isn't raining the whole game. Or Philly looking better. Good Lord, I can't even talk. Yeah, that's a good point. But the Vikings can't stop a run for shit. I agree. The Vikings are having a really hard time stopping the run. Most importantly, they're having a really hard time stopping DeAndre Swift. It is not. It's not good. No, it's not good. So, fun fact, my Kick channel is literally competing right now number to number with the Discord channel. Discord, we're at 629 members, and Kick, we're at 628 followers. It's pretty crazy. YouTube, none of them compete because YouTube is just crazy right now. Absolutely crazy. Hurts. Ooh. Nice play. Was that Cameron Bynum on the coverage? I feel like Penny doesn't get anywhere, and when they put Swift in, he gets like 8 yards every time. AJ Brown getting frustrated is me watching him because he's on my fantasy team. That's funny. 3rd and 9. All right, Hurts throwing. He's got Devontae Smith, and I don't think he got the first down. I think he missed it. by a yard. I mean, Devontae Smith, you want to see him get the depth there. Like, see, he stops way too soon. I thought he should have gotten the depth there. Oh, my God. But they're automatic on the QB sneak. Good God. Is that an unstoppable play? I feel like that's an unstoppable play. When the Eagles run it anyway. I'm not saying anybody. Hurts rolling. Going deep down the field. He's got A.J. Brown for the touchdown. Fish, you happy? Oh, penny held. This is coming back due to a penny holding call. Oh yeah, that's a hold. Is it hold? Did he grab? It looked like, I mean, it looks like a hold, but it also looks like it might not be a hold because if he didn't grab his jersey, it's not a hold. It doesn't matter anyway because I called it a hold. So it wipes off an A.J. Brown touchdown, and I'm sure my guy Fish is not happy right now. Oh, pump fake. Hurts going deep to the end zone. He went for A.J. Brown. It was over his head. He missed him by just a step. So now 2nd and 20. Oh, he got the shoulder. Gotcha. I didn't see that. They didn't use that well against them last year, so I wouldn't doubt he gets a touchdown. Same. What's up, Jaden? Yeah, we'll see the crowd this Sunday. I think everyone should wear blue. If you wear white, it's just going to look like, yeah, just wear blue. Turbo 2-2. Yeah, we'll see. That's the hope. Oh my God, there's freaking a pizza commercial. I need food. That just made me hungry. Not Little Caesars. I wouldn't get Little Caesars, but I do want pizza. I'm not gonna be able to just get pizza, so I'll just see what I have. I mean, it's uncatchable, so it's not like... Okay, 2nd and 20. Yeah, I did get a fresh cut. Oh, Jalen wants to let this thing go. Oh, now he's going to just run. This is a pretty big down for the Vikings here. Eagles are looking for 6. They've been going for it both times. I mean, let's see. Hurts. I didn't like any of those routes that they ran. No one was in the end zone, by the way. Nobody. No one was in the end zone. Oh, I think that they're going to get him for a face mask. No? I guess not. That's a huge sack by Danielle Hunter and the Vikings. I mean, that's huge. It's absolutely huge. It's at the Minnesota 37. Oh, wait. No, it's not. No, where is that? No, they're like around... They were at the Minnesota 37. So that's like right at midfield. Did he lose 13 yards? They have to punt now? Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, isn't it crazy they had a touchdown that was taken away and then that happens? I mean, Jalen Hurts can't allow that. They were in field goal range and now they're not even close. 27-14, they have to punt. There's, 11 and a half minutes left, and you're talking about the Vikings getting a chance here? I mean, the game's over if they score a touchdown, but the game's also in pretty good shape. You know, more than you have to have two-point conversions succeed as well to tie the game up if they were able to kick a field goal and make it 30-14 with 11 and a half to go. Like, that's the thing. So here we go. This toss got 8 yards. Madison got 8. 2nd down. Oh, they have a long way to go. This game is not over, but it's not like they're right on Philly's tail either. They're down 13. The time of possession is literally insane. Philadelphia's had it for 34 minutes, and Minnesota has it for almost 35 minutes for Philly and almost 14 minutes for Minnesota. I mean, that's insane. You're barely on the field. Kirk Cousins barely been on the field. Oh, my God. KJ Osborne drops what would have been a huge gain and almost near midfield. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now. Nothing about anything I just watched looked like... He didn't look like he felt overly... I mean, it wasn't a good throw, but it's like he never... He has to catch that. Cousins. Oh, boy. Oh, he connects, though. Jefferson. 45-yard line there. That's a huge gain. They needed that on 3rd and 3. Oli Udo got hurt on that. And Darisaw got completely destroyed. And Cousins had to get the ball out quickly because they were going right at him. What is this show, The Creator? Yeah, this is the team the Rams are going up against week 5. I know a lot of you are Rams fans in here, so getting a little bit of a scouting thing. I mean, I'm going to say this. If the Rams beat the 49ers, there's not a lot of teams that overly impress me to the point where I'm like, oh, it's going to be a tough game, man. They have no chance. Like, I'm not looking at the Eagles and thinking this is a team the Rams can't beat. I'm not looking at the Vikings and saying this is a team, if they play in the playoffs, they can't beat. Like, I mean, there's not really anybody I'm looking at like the Rams can't beat except for the Niners. So if they come out and they look really good on Sunday, like, you know, we'll see. Yeah, the Giants. Yeah, no, I don't know if the Giants are gonna. I don't know if the Rams are gonna beat that Giants team. Fish. They're looking really dangerous. Oh, that sucks. They got the card out and everything. I hope Udo is gonna be okay. That's awful. You hate to see that. Like, really. Not good. Yeah, this isn't good. The Vikings are down to the 3rd left tackle. Okay, they're going to hand it off. And they get about 5 for Madison. Problem is, you have 10 minutes. So... Cousins. Oh, he ripped that one. That was awesome. What a catch, too. That was a hell of a throw by Cousins. I think someone tore his chain off. Throws for what, 22 yards? The throw. I feel that, Nick. All right, you got 4 wide. And you got Addison in motion. Cousins in the gun. 2nd and 10. Ooh, little pump. And he goes to the outside. In Wongwu. I believe that. I know it was Ty Chandler. All right, 3rd and 6 here. Vikings taking a lot of time off the clock. They have to score a touchdown on this drive. I mean, there's really just not a... there's nothing else to say. This drive has gone 7 plays, 62 yards, and it's taken about 2 minutes. So it's been a quick drive, but also there's not a lot of time left in the game. So Cousins, 3rd and 6. He's going for it, and he's got him. So Justin Jefferson with the first down, and they're inside the 10-yard line. And it's going to be 1st and goal here with a chance to, I don't know if they'll go for 2, but they can just kick this field goal and they get another touchdown and they take the lead. So, but bottom line is they need a touchdown. No one is doubting that. Single back set, play action fake. Cousins looks, fires, he's hit, but for whatever reason, KJ Osborne is wide open for the touchdown. And just like that, guys, it is a ball game now. 20-27. They wouldn't go for 2, by the way. That was stupid. 20-27. They'll go for the extra point here, which would make it a 27-21 ball game. Man, what did he do? What did Osborne do? He just ran. No one covered him. So it's 27-21. The Eagles lead. And the Vikings are not out of this game. 7:41 left to go. It's a ball game. I still don't know why he was so wide open in the end zone. Like, why did no one was like, yeah, you know, we should probably cover him, but like, no, just don't even cover him. Who needs him? I don't know what we're doing, man. I don't know what we're doing. I do not know. This is the most ridiculous commercial. I don't know how you guys shutting down the Vikings on this drive. I mean, they couldn't stop DeAndre Swift, so what are you gonna go with? Rashad Penny here? Rashad Penny's hold, ironically, is the reason why this game is close. They can't even stop Swift. I'm gonna run it down their throat with Swift. That's what I'm gonna do. And here we go. Eagles. I don't know why they're in the gun, but they are. There's more Swift. Good Lord, man. Did the Lions ever let Swift carry the ball this much? I don't think so. Not in a game. Swift has 21 carries for 110 yards. Like, why would you even... I was joking. I'm sure the Lions give more than 21 carries before. But, I mean, why would you just not force feed Swift at this point? You know? They can't stop him. He's averaging 5.8 yards per carry. He's unstoppable. Well, we're going to see soon. 22 carries, 123 yards. Kirk Cousins getting his helmet on, thinking he's going to be back in the game, but if they get a first down here, they could run this game down. But the Vikings do have all timeouts, all their timeouts, so... Hurts, he's got A.J. Brown past the 50. And there you go. Now the Eagles here. It's past the 5-minute mark in the fourth quarter. The clock is going to stop if you go out of bounds. So you need to make sure, if I'm an Eagles player, I'm staying in the field to play. I'm not going out of bounds no matter what. Because you need to milk this clock. Yeah, this is down to 4 minutes and 35 seconds. Hands it off. Oh, there's Swift. Oh, my God. Swift. Don't go out of bounds. He didn't. He put his knee down. I guess they ruled him out of bounds, even though he was clearly in it. But good Lord, man. And, you know, this is what happens. Because running the ball is so necessary in this game. Even if you can't get anything going, it's body blow after body blow, like it's literally a boxing match. And eventually this is what happens. The defense has been abused all night. So now this is essentially the haymaker. This is how you essentially take over and win the game. Handoff, Swift. Oh, he's in there. They're going to push him over the line, aren't they? Oh, he's down. Okay. But see, that's the best thing. The Vikings are going to have to call a timeout here. So it's like, you don't even want, see, that's why I was like, you don't even want to go out of bounds because, and that was a mistake Swift made, is that he was trying to get the touchdown, but he goes out of bounds. And I still think he was in bounds. He put his knee down and, you know, then he was tackled and kind of went out. But, that's the entire point of that, is like you want You want to milk this clock. You want them to use all their timeouts. So Vikings use the timeout. Man, if I get the ball, I'm trying to... I mean, a score definitely helps, but you're trying to just make sure there's no time. And there's Swift, a touchdown for him. And the Eagles... Looks like they're going to run away with this one. What a response. What a response from the Eagles. Cousins knows he's going to be down 13 yet again. It's almost like everything I just did doesn't matter. And he's going to have to go out there and they have to put together a quick drive because they are running out of time. That's 4:13 left on the clock. And just think if Swift doesn't get pushed out of bounds, I mean, there's probably like 3.5 minutes left. So I love that cut, but Swift looks so good, man. You know, I don't really know what happened with Detroit, but I think I almost like the DeAndre Swift. No, I'll just say it. I like the DeAndre Swift and Jahmyr Gibbs tandem more than I like DeAndre Swift, or more than I like David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, but that's just me. What was my prediction for this game? I had Eagles 30, Vikings 17. So all right, 4:13 left to go. What's up, Paddock? Throw. Oh, my Lord. It's off his hands. KJ Osborne has had an up and down day. He has a touchdown with nobody around him, and then he drops 2. Robert, I'm not surprised that Russ East is starting over John Johnson because think about it, Russ East was in camp, mini camp, training camp, preseason for a while before John Johnson even came back. So, you know, I'm not really surprised. 2nd and 10, Cousins in the gun, throws it, and oh my God, he caught it. What a catch by Jefferson. It looked like it was picked for a second from Darius Slay, but Justin Jefferson once again hauls it in, and he's casually over 120 yards receiving. Man. Cousins steps up. Nice, nifty work there in the pocket. And he gets it out to Addison. Or I almost said Addison. Madison. And Madison gets about 8. Oh, they called it holding, and that appears to be holding. They come out empty set here. Jefferson is in the slot. Oh, slip screen. Ty Chandler. He needs to get out of bounds there. Not sure what that was, but there's wasting time. I just don't understand the rationale. We're now under 3 minutes. You have 2 timeouts. Why even do that? Like, it's almost better that that was incomplete because they didn't. I don't know what they're doing, guys. Paddock, I have no idea if Puka's good to go Sunday. We'll find out. It's probably better he dropped that because he would have been tackled inbounds and the clock would be running. I don't know, like, what the Vikings are. Like, are they trying to come back and win this game? It's hard to do it. You're down by 13, but, like, the clock and everything. I don't know, man. Like, I just feel like they mismanaged that. See, Hawkinson needs to go out of bounds. Did they even give him? They didn't give him that. So he's shy, and he didn't even get out of bounds. So now it's 2:40 to go, and it's like, man, you either have to know you're getting the first down or you have to go out of bounds. It's 4-down territory. I just don't understand the slip screen and Ty Chandler not going out. It made no sense. It's already very unlikely you're going to come back anyway. And then throwing over the middle of the field, like, I just don't know. See, you want to try to get one quick play before the 2-minute warning here. Now the out of bounds comment doesn't matter. So now this is where you just throw, like, that's cool. And that's good because, see, right now, the clock stopped at 1:55. But when you're running out of time and you need 13 points to tie the game, you need to do a better job of managing, and I just don't know what they were doing. Wow, the Rams and 49ers don't even make the watch list? Good Lord. Fish, I think Tua's going to go off. The Vikings are tanking for Caleb. That's the only explanation there. The Vikings are tanking for Caleb. That's funny. All right, here we go. At the 30-yard line, Cousins. Oh, flag comes in. And he just fumbled. Wow. I think it's coming back because of the flag, but... Actually, no, it was coming back anyway because of the flag, but ironically, continuation just cost him. We'll see what the call is. Oh, it was a free play. Okay. What an idiot, man. No, I don't. So Scampers, I don't blame Cousins for this game at all. I blame his weapons that aren't named Justin Jefferson and Addison for not getting out of bounds when he's throwing him the ball. I don't like what they've done. The fumbles have cost this team. But anyway, okay. Cousins throws, fires, end zone. He's all over him. Wow. Okay. He was all over Hawkinson. Maybe it was good coverage. Let's see. Nah, he gets there a little early. Might be a good no call. Let's see. No. That's pass interference. You can't make contact like that before the pass. That's absolutely PI. Should have been placed there. Anyway. Vikings. Oh my Lord, what a throw by Cousins. They got to hurry up and snap this thing. Quick end zone fade. They still got 2 timeouts. They're running out of time. Don't use that timeout. You've already wasted way too much time on this. Okay, Cousins gets them all set. 1:15 to go. Touchdown, Hawkinson. And, well... So it's going to be 27-34 with 1:10 to go. And the Vikings will kick the extra point because a field goal does, going for 2 does nothing. So the Vikings will kick the extra point here. So that should make it 28-34, down 6. And yeah, we'll see what ends up happening. Going into this game, let's see. Philadelphia was a 6-point favorite, and the over-under was 49.5. So the over has clearly hit. And right now, this is a push for the spread. Pats stuffed the Eagles with their pass defense, but they had elements working with them as well. Yeah, I mean, this all of a sudden this game is looking interesting. If they get a turn, they're going to have to get that onside kick. But if they get the onside kick, man, this will be a game. You still have 2 timeouts as well. So you still could get the ball back if everything goes perfect for you. Even if you miss the onside kick, the Vikings could still get the ball back. They would need probably a miracle. They still need a miracle here. If Philly's going to call a timeout. 1:10 remaining. If you guys are just joining us, be sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Let me know that you're here. We're just chilling and watching the conclusion of this game. Minnesota is trying to do the impossible and come back down 13 with 2 minutes to go. They had a touchdown to TJ Hawkinson. They actually went down the field. They went down the field on 10 plays, 75 yards, 3 minutes. So a good drive. I mean, they used a lot of time when they didn't have to, so it could have been, less. But either way, both teams have 2 timeouts. It looks like OT with the 2 timeouts. But 1:10 to go on Thursday Night Football. Vikings are vying for this onside kick here. They're going to need a miracle. And we'll see. Onside kick is away, and it's a ground ball, and it is the Eagles recovering it. Easy recovery. Eagles got it. Devontae Smith. And so the Eagles now with 1:09 left to go. Vikings have 2 timeouts. If they get this ball back, and they should get this ball back if they make a stop, they're going to have like just a few seconds left on the clock. So they're coming right out in the gun. Swift gets 4. Quick timeout here. It's 1:05 left to go in the game. The Vikings use their first timeout. Second and 8, hands it off Swift. And so he's down. Third down here. Going to be like 3rd and 7. And they use their final timeout, so it's going to be wicked close here. Still got a minute left. So 3rd and 6. Now 4th down, and they're going to get the ball here. So they got about 14 seconds that'll be on the clock. All right, we'll see. We'll see. Do we get another crate? Oh, they're going for it. No. Okay. I was like, what are they doing? So 13 seconds left. So it's going to be 13 seconds left for the Vikings. And mind you, Eagles are up by 6. So if the Vikings score on some crazy punt, like we saw the last time we did a watch party for a game, if they score on this punt, if Brandon Powell scores here, they basically kick the extra point to win the game. I mean, if... Oh, they gave him... Okay, they award him 15 seconds. So... Okay, 15 seconds left. Vikings have no timeouts. So we'll see. Can former Ram Brandon Powell, if he even gets this ball, I wouldn't be surprised if they punt this out of the out of the end zone, or even just punt it right out of bounds. Powell will have a shot. And not a good return. So it's going to be 7 seconds, and they're going to have to drive from their own 12, I believe. Sipos had a huge punt there, and Powell did nothing with it. Shaved off 8 seconds. So now there'll be 7 seconds left for Kirk Cousins to try to work a miracle here. What's up, Goat? How you doing? Oh, man. Okay, here we go. Will we see another miracle? Will we see another crazy comeback? Apparently the Eagles want to call a timeout. This is like the play where if they just throw it to Justin Jefferson and he gets a ton of yards, this is going to cost somebody their fantasy matchup. All right, here we go. Vikings. 7 seconds remaining. 34-28. From their own 17, Cousins isn't going to have any sort of pressure, just one man, and he's going to throw this thing as far as he possibly can, which he does throw it very far. Incomplete. He threw it from his own 20 to the other 20, so a huge arm there showcased, but to no avail. The Eagles prevail 2-0. They will take on Tampa Bay next week. And the Minnesota Vikings start off their season 0-2. Another game that you could argue comes down to the wire. So the Eagles do win this one. And look, the Eagles were the best team the whole game. So, you know, good stuff. The Vikings made it a close one. But in the end, Eagles prevailed. They prevailed last year in prime time against the Vikings. And that's that. 2-0, 0-2. Kirk Cousins throws for 364 yards and 4 touchdowns without an interception on primetime, and unfortunately gets hit with the loss. If anyone wants to blame Kirk Cousins for this, I'm definitely not going to be doing that. Alexander Madison's 8 carries for 28 yards really didn't help them out. Justin Jefferson goes for 11 catches, 159 yards. Jordan Addison finds the end zone, 3 catches, 72 yards. So back-to-back games, scoring a touchdown for Jordan Addison. TJ Hawkinson, 7 catches for 66 and 2 touchdowns. KJ Osborne found himself in the end zone as well. Cameron Bynum with 15 tackles led the team. You had a half sack for Ivan Pace and a half sack for Harrison Phillips. And Danielle Hunter was a monster tonight with 3 sacks on the quarterback. Jalen Hurts, on the other hand, didn't look superb. He had 2 QB sneak touchdowns rushing. He had a passing touchdown, was very impressive. 193 yards and an interception. This was pretty much the DeAndre Swift night. 28 carries, 175 yards, and a touchdown. And you had a Devontae Smith 4-catch, 131-yard performance and a touchdown. On the other hand, with sacks, you had Jordan Davis getting in there. And, of course, you had Josh Sweat with the strip sack. So, Eagles win. Vikings have an 0-2 record this season, both in one-score games. Last year, the Vikings were 11-0 in one-score games. So, now, to start off the season, 0-2. So we'll see, but guys, appreciate you hanging out here. I'm not gonna take any more of your time. Got a lot of stuff planned for tomorrow. Got to record 2 shows. Got to go on a show, going on the radio. So a lot of different things. Just keep a lookout for it. I'll probably tweet out my content schedule or something. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. It really makes you wonder what Swizzleberry's saying right there. Later, fish. Makes you wonder that touchback rule, the fumble in the end zone. I mean, that was pretty much the deciding thing here, you could argue. So there's going to be a lot of debate about that, I'm sure. But anyway, that's the game. Eagles win 2-0. Vikings are 0-2. And I will see you guys soon. Later, folks.